You are not interested in fasting, nor are you interested in putting yourself what seems like an unnecessary, unnatural form of torture by way of starvation. I get it. I was there a week ago, which is why I really felt compelled to come on here and discuss with you everything that I've discovered and learned and the benefits of fasting. So in this video, I'm just going to share with you what my experience has been fasting for 1 week, and I want to just discuss how it's actually really helped me grow as an individual. Welcome to the channel, friend. I'm April, and I am on a fitness journey, a weight loss journey that started, I would say, maybe about 5 to 6 weeks ago now. And listen, what a journey it's been so far, okay? I have started intermittent fasting for 1 week now, and I wanted to come on here and talk about how this has actually changed me in just 1 week. I'm honestly shocked at how much I've learned about myself and the benefits of fasting after just 1 week of doing it. I'm standing here saying this right now, and I never thought I would ever be in a place where I would be talking about or wanting to share A, my experience with fasting, or B, the benefits of it. Like, saying this out loud, I'm kind of like, what? Are these words actually coming out of my mouth? I've been fasting specifically by not having breakfast 4 days a week. So for this week, which again is my first week of fasting, I fasted on the Monday, Tuesday, I had breakfast on Wednesday, and then I went back to my fasting the Thursday and the Friday. So those were the 4 days that I fasted this week. What I've been doing is I stop eating at 9 p.m. I don't eat anything past 9 p.m. And then the next meal I have is at noon. So how many hours is that actually? That's like, is that 15 hours? That's about 15 hours of fasting, isn't it? Are you serious? I don't think I even realized that I've been fasting for that long of a time period. I think it's 15 hours, right? Wow. Okay, that explains a lot. So I really started fasting because for as long as I can remember, I've had what I consider to be an unhealthy relationship with food, using it for things like soothing through like emotional support, things of that sort, and not using it as, or thinking of food as fuel for the body. Food up until this point has been, if I see it and I want it, I'll eat it, right? As opposed to like, no, like food should be fuel, the fuel for your body. And so, you need to be making the right choices in terms of like what you're fueling your body with. Nope, that has not been my mentality. A lot of it has been for what I now think are stubborn reasons of just not wanting to make that change, not wanting to change. Also through research, I read that, I've been learning that there are benefits to fasting when it comes to helping with weight loss. Again, I'm just at the beginning stages of like learning about it, and I'm doing the research. My husband has been fasting for years. And he's been trying to convince me to fast for years, and I've just been like, what? Are you for real? I come from a Caribbean background, so food is such a huge part of my culture. Like don't even talk about holidays, Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas. It's about the food. It's always about the food. Sunday mornings is like big breakfast morning. When I was a little girl, Sunday morning is when my parents would wake up, they'd make the bake, they'd make the fish cake, they'd make the saltfish, the cocoa tea. Like Sunday morning was, you just knew you were waking up to something good. So the idea, just the very thought of depriving myself of a meal was ridiculous to me. Why would anybody want to do that to themselves? So here's the first amazing thing that happened after day 1 of fasting. And I kid you not, I have developed a new appreciation for food. That might not sound like a lot for some, but for me, it's huge because the appreciation I've developed for food is a healthy appreciation for food. When noon hits and I'm finally having my first meal, I have never appreciated a plate of food or whatever it is I'm eating this much before in life. I have never allowed myself to go, I don't think I've ever allowed myself to feel like hunger, right? Because it's always like, oh, I feel hungry, let me go eat something. Oh, I'm feeling a little bit of hunger, something's happening, let me go grab a snack. I have never let it just like play out. So this past week, going 15 hours without food has really helped me appreciate when I do finally have a meal in front of me. I'm taking my time. I'm eating slowly. I'm savoring the flavor, the taste, like everything. Like it's like a ceremony for me now. I need to be like, the lighting needs to be right. I need to be sitting in the right place. You know what I mean? Like I need, like everything needs to look pretty, the ambiance, I need it all. But this appreciation for my meal, for food in general now, is something that I never had before. I'm not just mindlessly snacking. I'm allowing my body to feel the hunger. I'm allowing my body to go through it. And I'm not just reaching for the first thing I see just because I get a little grumble. So the first thing that this has done for me, that's been a positive change in my life, I am now being more intentional with food, which for me is a huge mindset change, And so that for me is very exciting. The second biggest thing that fasting for only 1 week, mind you, not even a full week, 4 days, and just breakfast, this has changed my mindset and my relationship with food in that I now want to make healthier choices. Like the fact that I even just said that, I don't think, you probably don't realize how big that is for me, but I am now wanting to ensure that whether it's 80 or 85% of the time, what I'm putting into my body is healthy. That has never been a thing for me before. Never. It was never a huge concern of mine before. And I'm being honest, and that's probably horrible, a terrible mentality to have, but it's the truth. I just realized it was getting kind of dark, so I put some more lighting on. But listen, like after going through 15 hours of fasting, of not eating, when noon finally hits, I'm not wanting to put junk in my body at all. I've just gone through so much effort to try to do something good for my body. Why would I then go and want to eat junk food? Why would I want to do it? There's no way. There's no way I've just gone through that process and I'm now going to go eat something junk as my first meal. There's just no way. It's just not happening anymore. I'm also very aware that my body is going through a form of deficiency and that I only have 2 more meals left for the day and maybe 1, maybe 2 snacks. So I'm also finding it like it's very important that what I am now putting into my body is enough to sustain me throughout the day. Because when I eat junk food, right, like it quenches, like it fills me up for maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then I'm hungry again. But now, because I'm making healthier choices, and when I am eating, I'm eating whole foods, it holds my hunger for so long. There are days where I don't even need a snack in between lunch and dinner anymore, because of what I ate as my first meal at noon. So that is huge for me. That is like an intense change for me. For me to now be intrinsically wanting to make healthier food choices, to say, hell no, I just fasted for 15 hours. I'm not putting any kind of crap into my body right now. I want something healthy. Give me something healthy is huge for me. Huge. It's a place that I've been trying to get to with my mindset for years, to be intrinsically motivated to want to make the healthier choice and not feel like I'm externally being forced to make the healthier choice has been a game changer for me. I want to talk a little bit about the mistake or the mistakes that I made during this first week of fasting, in hopes that if it's something that you're even like considering doing, like even if you're just going to try it out, maybe me talking about this can help you avoid that. So the major mistake that I made was on my first day of fasting. My first day of fasting was rough, okay? Let me tell you, by the time noon hit, I was like I knew it. I don't know why anybody does this. Like, I'm not, this is it. This is the last day of fasting. I'm not doing this again. Like, I was hangry. Like, I was like She-Hulk hungry. And that was completely 100% my fault. It didn't have to be that way. What I did wrong was I thought that fasting meant you don't put anything in your body, you don't drink anything, there's nothing. You wake up and you suffer until your first meal. But that was so wrong. And through doing more research and speaking with my husband and other people that have more experience, I realized that it doesn't need to be that way. You should be drinking and putting fluids into your body while you're fasting. Fluids like water, certain herbal teas that also help diminish the feeling of hunger. Those are all okay. Like, they're not considered cheats as far as I'm aware when you're fasting. So what I did this week, what helped me a lot, tremendously, starting on day 2 of my fasting, I drink organic ginger tea. So this is an organic ginger root, if you've never seen one before. And I just take 3 or 4 slices of this, drop it in a cup of hot water, and let that steep for about 5 minutes. And then that's what I'll drink before until it's time for me to have my first meal at noon. And the difference, oh my gosh, it holds me through just fine. So I'll have a cup of ginger tea with maybe 1 or 2 glasses of water. By the time noon runs around now, I'm actually okay. Like, I'm not starving, feeling like this was the worst mistake of my life, like I did on day 1. I'm okay, it holds me through. The amazing thing about ginger too is that it also has a lot of other health benefits, and ginger is known to help diminish the feeling of hunger. So that's why I specifically chose ginger, because it actually helps curb hunger. So yeah, if you are going to consider fasting, give that a try. I also do have like organic ginger tea in the tea bags, but I've always just kind of always have ginger root in the house. And so it's just what I prefer. And I don't put anything else in the water. It's just the ginger and the water. I don't put honey. I don't put any sugar replacer, nothing. And that works fine for me. So I just wanted to share that in case you do decide, okay, you know what? This crazy lady on YouTube tried fasting for a week. I don't believe her, but let me just give it a try. If you are going to do it, do have something to drink, have fluids, have water, have black coffee, just to help you through. The huge unexpected benefit that fasting has done for me in my life is that I am now sleeping better. This is not something that I thought was going to be part of it. I did not associate fasting with better sleep, but for me, that's what it's done. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to bed earlier now. I used to go to bed at sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning on work days too. We're not talking about just the weekend. I'm talking about a work day. Midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning is when I finally close my eyes and try to fall asleep. And then I have to be up at 6:30 or 7. And then what happens? By 11 o'clock, I'm hungry again, right? So I'm sneaking down into the kitchen and getting a little snack at 11 o'clock at night. And when I say a little snack, that could be if I have Chinese garlic spare ribs left in the fridge, I'm having a plate. That's not a snack. I don't know who I was trying to fool. Calling it a snack. That's a meal, girl. I had a meal at 11 o'clock at night. This has changed the game for me in so many ways, because I have discovered if I go to bed earlier, I sleep through the hunger. And I don't have to feel hungry. So I've been going to bed a lot earlier. So not only have I been going to bed and sleeping earlier and having more rest and waking up feeling well rested, I've cut out my snacking. I've cut out my late night snacking. What? Do you know how many years I've been late night snacking? It just became a habit. It just became a routine for my mind and my body. 11 o'clock, I'm hungry, time to have a snack, then I'll go to bed at 1. It just became what I did. I didn't have a late night snack this entire week. That is huge for me. So now I'm not just eating better, I'm sleeping better, I'm not snacking at night. Who knew that 1 week of fasting was going to just so drastically change my habits? That is not what I expected as an end result from this experience whatsoever. Didn't even cross my mind half of the benefits that I experienced this week. And I'm just shocked at it. To be honest, I'm really shocked. I thought going into this that this was going to be something I absolutely hated. I thought it was going to feel like another thing that was being forced upon me because society and the world tells me that, especially now that I'm over 40, this is what I need to do, even if I don't want to do it. I thought I was going to hate every minute of it. I thought I was going to feel like I was dying every day during the fasting process. And I couldn't have been more wrong. The experience has been the complete opposite. And I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked by it all. So overall, friends, my first experience with fasting this week has been nothing but positive. I don't really think I have anything negative to say yet. I want to be real in that it's only been 4 days of it. And even though it's been a huge milestone in my fitness journey, there's still a lot to go. And so I am realistic about that. However, it has been a fantastic experience for me so far, to the point where I'm going to continue, to the point where I'm going into week 2 and I'm going to do the same thing again. Fast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to have my breakfast 3 meals a day, and I'm going to fast Thursday and Friday. Now, I may need to switch that up from time to time. I work predominantly from home. So on the days where I do have to go into the office and I will be using more energy, I will not be fasting on those days. I will push it to the next day where I'm working from home. And I think for me, that's going to be important because one of the days that I fasted this week, I was in the office, and that was also another rough day. Simply because I'm just using a lot more energy. I'm burning my energy a lot faster than when I'm home sitting at my desk. So I've definitely learned my lesson with that, and I don't recommend. Maybe the more experienced I become with fasting and the more it becomes second nature to me, it won't be as much of a big deal. But for week 1, day 2 of week 1, fasting and being active to the extent that I was a challenge. So that's, I guess, something else I would recommend adjusting. The days that you're fasting, if they can be days where you're not as active, that may help. So I'm just excited to keep going. I'm excited to keep going and see how things change over time. See what other benefits I continue to see over time. So if you're here because you were curious, if you were like me a week ago in your way of thinking about fasting, let me know in the comments. If you've been fasting, if you've tried fasting, if this is something that's a regular part of your lifestyle, I'd also love to hear from you. And if you have any tips that could help me along my learning curve with this, please do share. So thanks for watching, friend. If you are returning to the channel, that is so greatly appreciated. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, then you might also enjoy this video that I've posted that talks about the struggles of a fitness journey and losing weight once you're 40 and over. So you might want to check that out, and hopefully I see you there.